morning, everyone. Welcome back to another wonderful year of Supercheap. Getting ready to deploy 5 more monsters throughout the next 4 days.
My name is Brendan, this is Jono, and we are the creative agency behind Supercheap Auto's best performing oils.
Is this a piss take or not? Let's be real here. Let's dress Woody up in something really ridiculous.
This year we've gone with the concept of holiday park, and it's actually a concept that has been on the table for a couple of years, but logistically almost impossible to pull off. This year though, the love for it was so much and it kept coming up again and again, so we made a decision quite early on that we were just going to go for it.
Pre-production for the campaign starts usually about 8 months out from filming, finding the vehicles to working through the stunts to building the cast and the crew as well. And it's pretty much full on right through the days that we're filming, pretty much every second of every moment of every day leading up. You're thinking about how we can go bigger and better with this campaign.
This is my 4th year directing these campaigns. I feel like if you took the last 3 years and put them into 1 year, that's what we got this year.
The fact that this is Supercheap Auto's 10th year doing the best performing oils campaign, and that every single year they're getting better. Everyone comes together each year to make this the biggest campaign that Australia sees every year, and it's such a massive undertaking.
It's like shooting a 7-minute portion of a feature film action sequence. There's a lot of screen time that we have to create. We've got quite a bit of infrastructure.
We had a total of about 110 to 120 crew, 2 units running simultaneously, 2 drones, 5 or 6 cameras shooting at any given time.
There's 3 Reds and there's another Ember slow-mo camera. Some of the footage coming out of it is really impressive. There can be a bit of danger involved because it is so small. It means we can put it in close, unmanned. The guys can button it on and then step out to a safe distance, get a really grunty close-up shot.
This one's been a bit challenging because we've had a lot of infrastructure that normally is always in place for us, and we don't have to move anything, we just drive to it. This time, we have to build it. So we're building a whole brand spanking new holiday park that wasn't here.
For each scene, we had to craft kind of another part of a caravan park. So it was setting up all of the caravans, moving them to the next location.
Thousands of props, from inflatables to eskies, to towable donuts, to bicycles, to boogie boards.
This year we've really just thrown everything that we've got at it. More cast than ever before. Around 60 different cameo appearances, both new and old.
This is my 3rd time now with these guys, Supercheap. We've had such a great fun with working with these guys the first time round and the second time round. And this one looks like it's going to be even more fun, even more wilder. I always wonder how they're going to put this all together.
The stunt drivers we have for these vehicles, they have mechanical and blown up dummies as their passengers. But when we're shooting the actual drivers and their passengers, we're using the real people and putting them in sometimes live action stunts, sometimes we're just shooting them on green screen. The layers are complex and deep.
I did create an animatic, so we're all on the same page. We know what the stunts are, we know where the cameras need to go.
The thing that really elevates it this year is having fun with our hero vehicles.
Let the handbrake go, mate.
Oh my God.
I am driving Mr. Zippy, the Turbo LS1 powered Ford Transit van, and I added a G42 turbocharger up underneath, makes all the right noises. Seeing all these epic vehicles on set and being used as stunt cars, it's mind-blowing. As crazy and full-on and out of control the footage can look at the end of it, the process involved with capturing the footage is actually very planned out.
Safety's job isn't necessarily just to say, no, you can't do that. It's to work with people creatively to find solutions to be able to do cool things, but in a safe way.
So much of this video relies on amazing stunts. The drivers that come to the table to bring that to life are like nothing I've ever seen before. Every one of them is up for the job. Every one of them brings their A driving game to the table.
So we're using a drift car, the Mobile, and my trophy truck, the Penrite Hot Rod back from last year. They're obviously familiar vehicles that we've been in the last 3 or 4 campaigns. This year we've introduced 2 new vehicles. We've got Sketch's XY Wagon. We've done a few tricky things to it, like hydraulic handbrakes, line lockers, nitrous. And then I ended up buying a little Class 10 buggy, which is now Valvoline this year. We had JPP and his team come and made a frame on the back so we could put weights on it and do wheelies. Been jumping further than it probably should.
The vehicles this year have got to put in a lot of work, and that doesn't happen easily. We've had some issues with the Newlon wagon, handbrake not working, so we had to go and pull that apart, rebuild overnight, as well as pull the turbos off, exhaust manifolds, and rebuild that in the car park between sets. The Valvoline buggy had a couple of weld issues, some weights came off. Instant pit stop, weld that back together, and she was good to go.
We did have an issue yesterday with the two-wheeling of the caravan. It was a big mess, you know, all the fiberglass was broken, all the livery was broken. Fortunately, I called one of my staff, a fiberglass repairer and panel beater, quickly put the truck back together where we can. Wouldn't even know what happened to it yesterday, so it's awesome. It's a massive effort from everyone.
Got such a big team of drivers and stunt people, along with our actual camera crew and our production team, where we're able to just make it happen on the fly and we're able to adjust as we need.
The biggest challenge was the weather. We hired a road drying machine. It's a balancing game. We do need to move the schedule around quite quickly. We've just got a huge team that can actually do that.
Seeing the crew make everything happen in between these rain breaks is crazy.
It's just a team of everyone going, hey, can we do this? Throw a lot of things around, stuff that would normally get shut down, we actually say yes to and end up having to do.
It's a well-oiled machine. The same people have been working on this campaign year after year, and we all know our roles, and it is like a family.
I've got three of my best mates here driving with me. We all used to compete in Australian Drifting Grand Prix. We were the Team Queensland. We travelled the whole country together. We got Levi, Josh Botcher, Michael Rosenblatt, myself, which were the 4 Queensland team. Really just made this shoot even more special.
No one is making an ad like this for Supercheap Auto to give the green light and make this happen. It's amazing.
They're integrated into the idea from day one. I think over the 5 days of shooting, we probably had about 50 or so Supercheap staff that half to watch it, but some of them were actually in the shoot as cameos.
So if you watch carefully, half the residents of the holiday park are actually Supercheap Auto staff members.
It's great to be back with all the familiar faces that make this campaign possible. It's like, as corny as it sounds, it's like a family. We all know what's involved to get this thing across the line. And then 10 years is a massive milestone for Supercheap Auto. And also for our trade partners involved as well. We wouldn't be able to do it without their support.
Newlon, Valvoline, Penrite, Mobil and Castrol cooperating to bring something this big together in Australia on a day like this is just absolutely amazing.
This year's Supercheap Auto Best Performing Oils video is easily the most challenging one we've ever been involved in, but easily the best one. We hope you enjoy it, we hope you love it, and have as much fun watching it as we had making it.
Make it super. Supercheap Auto.